TV. I love TV shows. I love Hollywood. Michael, I love Hollywood. Here's Facebook. YouTube will work. Turn it off. Back on YouTube. And talk about Alphaism today. Alphaism. Alphaism is not cereal. It's ignorance. Alphaism. Replace this strategy of always replacing the alpha. Keeping the alphaism. It's a big thing to impeach the president, the 25th Amendment or something like that. Share this out to a few pages. Good morning. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend this weekend. Share this out to a couple pages. Thank you for sharing. Stayed up late watching some TV show. What TV show? It's a new one on Netflix. What is the name of that show? Where they raise the kids to be superheroes. Like, I love superhero shows. I love anything kind of sci-fi-ish. I like, because I don't like your model for your world. This is how I escape. I go to aliens and I go to sci-fi. It's how I get away from the nonsense. Good morning. Good morning, Lori. So I talk about Alphaism, because now there's a big push again to invoke the 25th Amendment to impeach the President of the United States for nothing. Nothing. To get nothing. To change nothing. To embrace nothingisms. Alphas. Replace the alpha to put another alpha in. Because you just want to run the pack. You want to run the murderously bloody pack. I'd like to hear from people this morning that are behind the impeachment process. It's a good idea to impeach the alpha and replace it with another violent alpha. Good morning. All right, people coming in. I'm late, so it's my fault. People coming in late. What's the name of the show? It's called, I don't know why. How come I open my eyes big, I can think better. I don't even know why. I open my eyes. Maybe it's an old people thing. I open my eyes, I can think better. So bear with me for a second. It's like I open my eyes, I can feel a portion of my brain works a little bit. The umbrella something. I got it. It almost popped in there. The umbrella, what do they call it? I gotta post something. I'm supposed to post something. How's everybody doing today? The Umbrella Academy. It's on Netflix. It's off the hook. You should watch it. All right. I was about to post something. I get started. I got the wolves going because I want to talk about Alphaism. Chimpism. Replace the alpha. Throw something else violent in. Keep the violent world. Because 1 out of 5 children grow up in a conflict zone and we're not sentient. I want to talk about that. I was about to post something. What is this? Species with problem-solving deficiencies will not remain a species. That's it. Boom! Post. I can't bring up the comments on Facebook on my side thing till I get the last thought out my head. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. All right, now I can bring the comments up. Happy Slavery Monday. So what I was looking at this morning, apparently they want to impeach the president. I figured we can talk about the wolves and the monkeys today. Alphaism. When your model for the world sucks. When your pack sucks, completely sucks. Not sentient in one bit. 1 in 5 children grow up in a war zone. When your pack sucks, your pack shouldn't continue. You shouldn't replace the alpha. So I'm against impeachment in every way, shape, and form, because to me it is one of the greatest mass distractions Not that they ever really do it. It's just it never amounts to anything. The problem isn't the president. The problem is never the leader when your pack sucks. When your pack sucks, it's because your pack sucks. When your pack is unsustainable, it's because your pack shouldn't exist. That's why your pack is retarded, primitive. It hasn't evolved to live in some sort of sentient manner. So no, I'm against all impeachment processes. I'm against all of them. I don't want to replace the alpha male. And it's not. And the funny thing is, the presidents aren't even the alpha males. Like they're not even running things. The prime ministers, and you can see that every time something like a Venezuela comes up and they want to invade, and everybody piles on. You think people pile on that quick because they're all in league? No, they're all being told what to do. So I'm not interested in ganging up to replace the alpha. Whoever the faux alpha is, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. That's why half the time seems like that president, he didn't even talk about foreign policy because he doesn't control it. Neither did the last one and the one before that. So we have a model problem. We don't have a pack problem. It's not the lead chimp in charge is the issue. It's we allow for primitive thinking to dominate our governments. That's the problem. The problem is us. It's not the government. It's not the alpha. It feels good to blame the alpha. That's all. That's all. It feels good to blame the presidents. You know, because if you blame the presidents, then you can sleep at night. Oh, he's just dumb. He's just retarded. He's just this, because they want to replace him on the 25th Amendment, which I think has something to do with psychological. No, I think it has to do with if you get shot or something. I think they're trying to. He's psychologically unstable to be president. And I just look at all my friends that voted against him. And all the ones that voted for him. And I'm like, Well, not the ones that voted. I look at all the ones that believe that have that total hate for him or that total love, always want to convince me that he's the problem with the world. And I'm like, he's the problem with the world, isn't he? Like Trump is the problem, huh? Okay, yeah. We live in a world where we continue to empower primitive thought at the highest levels. And we like to blame the leaders after that happens. It's this whole making decisions out of violence. You have a problem with your neighbor, a problem with your coworker. You don't get other coworkers to gang up and go beat Susie in the head with a stapler. No, you don't do that. That's stupid. Then why is it stupid when we do it at the employee level? We do it at the peasant. We do it at the chimp, the chimp level. We do it at the baby cub wolf level. It's stupid. We go to prison. You get killed if you do it on your level. You get incarcerated the rest of your life if you gang up with your coworkers, gang up with your neighbors to go fight the neighbor because he won't stop growing grapevines that bring fruit flies to the neighborhood. But when government does it, when your betters do it, when your popular people do it, when the cool kids do it. I like the cool kids. Y'all remember the cool kids? Everybody used to click up as kids. When the in clique, the in crowd, you know, the people you want to be, right? Because you always want to be them, right? You see them walking around Beverly Hills 90210. You see them walking around. They always got the nice guy. They always got the quarterback of the team, the in girls, or the guy that always ends up with the fine girl, the woman, the head cheerleader. That was the guy with the green eyes and the long black flowing hair, bastard. Like Jerry Curl Juice, bastard. Pretty Ricky is what they call it. But when they do it, it's okay. They break a law, it's okay. They steal a little something, the police let them off. We're indoctrinated to cheer these better things. We're indoctrinated to worship them. We're indoctrinated to be idolatrous. We're indoctrinated to let them live by a different standard than what we do. So no, I'm not interested in impeachment processes. I think it's pretty stupid because the problem is us. We at our level think being primitive, ganging up is stupid, but on their levels it's okay. On our level, murder is a crime. On their level, it's good to go. As long as you get some oil out the deal. As long as you topple a nation, you can kill as many people as you want to. And I just think that the model of the world is busted. I can't agree. I can't agree with replacing Merkel. I don't agree with replacing May. I don't agree with reply. I could eat a banana. Speaking of chips, I'm eating my banana. I'm hungry. And I don't agree with replacing Trump. I agree with replacing your intellect. That's all I agree with. You replacing this consistent and constant need to take people and a system that make decisions based in primitivism, primate, 98% monkey, and getting them to model the world because you're mad at your neighbor. Because you're mad at the left or you're mad at the right. Mad at Venezuela, mad at Honduras, mad at America, mad at Brexit, mad at the European Union. And you want to continue the psychopathic model of a psychopathic wolf pack that runs this planet because you think your betters can do what you can't do. And that's why I'm late this morning. I was watching The Umbrella Academy. I see examples everywhere. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Great movie. Oh, great movie. Kill Bill style. Jumping, flipping, doing all kind of stuff. And you got like the candy music in the background. What was the ice cream truck and the ice cream train? And they're like cutting people's heads off and doing flips. And great movie. I mean, great TV. Netflix. But I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert. Oh, I think it was a comic book. You'll get what I'm saying. I'm not going to give you a spoiler. I'm just going to tell you the premises. So I guess these kids are born on this day. It's a certain special kind of day. And so this billionaire goes around and I think he buys, because it's not adoption, it's buying. That's what it is, buying children. I don't call it adoption, it's not. It's buying children. Let's just call it what it is, human trafficking. Our governments have always done it. There's no way to soft buy a human. All right? We shouldn't own humans, shouldn't own anything. But anyway, that's another whole discussion. So he bought, I think it was 7 kids, and they all ended up special except for one, supposedly. And the one, she didn't have any special abilities. One of them could like go through time, and the other one could move things, I think. No. The other one could like had a monkey chest. The other one like knew kung fu with knives, and the other one had arms everywhere. And that was the Asian cat. he didn't make it. It's like it's 80 style, the minority. He didn't make it. He didn't make that. He was gone in the beginning, but he didn't have a special. But then there was a little girl, and they were raised to believe that she didn't have this special ability. That she was lesser. And so she kind of accepted it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it was such a good movie. I can't really do it. I can't say it in a way without being a spoiler alert. So I'm gonna stop there. But I don't agree with your betters, and it's a good. I'll do the spoiler alert later, because we talk about the same things all the same time. Like, this is all about evolving. It's all about some of us evolving and some of us aren't. Some of us are starting to understand that if your model shouldn't exist, and it's not even the counts. We can sit there and talk about the 1 in 5 living in war zones, and 1 in 5 children living in war zones. We can talk about the 100,000 that die in Yemen. We can talk about what's like 300 babies die per day, something crazy like that. We could go down that path. I don't think we need to. When your model is unsustainably sick, it has to go. It's never the leadership, it's us. Let me show you this. What's happening in terms of replacing. That's the only thing I disagree with in all the protests. Is I disagree with this idea. Oh, is my thing busted? I'm not showing the right thing. I disagree with this. Nope, all my stuff is busted. Let me replace something. I disagree with the idea of replace the alpha at the top. Ellen doesn't seem to think we have long. I don't think we do have long, Ellen. I think we're on borrowed time too. We shouldn't have had the time that we've had. I think that whatever the watchers are, whatever put us here, should have already taken us out. We don't seem to have the ability to evolve. Like I got into a good discussion about, you just think the world should end. No, I don't. I just think that a species that murders its children shouldn't exist. Certainly not a model, and certainly not intelligent people crying for impeachment to replace the pack leader of a model that thinks it's okay.
Fired off an angry tweet over revelations there was high-level talk to have him removed from office. In it, he quotes the views of Harvard law professor emeritus Alan Dershowitz, who happens to be the latest guest on RT's Worlds Apart show, the host of which, Oksana Boyko, joins me live now in the studio. Oksana, good to see you. Now, apparently this talk to have Trump removed focused on the 25th Amendment. Did Dershowitz comment on the legality of this?
Yes, absolutely. We talked a lot about it, and this whole discussion was triggered by the latest revelations by former FBI Deputy Chief Andrew McCabe, who, on record, admitted that the Justice Department officials indeed considered back in 2017 invoking the 25th Amendment to remove Donald Trump from office. Now, that amendment provides for a process of discharging a sitting president if he is mentally or physically incapacitated. But according to Alan Dershowitz, this by no means applies to Trump because he's physically fit. You may disagree with his policies, and a lot of people do, but that is not the ground for invoking this amendment. And according to some people on the Trump side, that was as close as the United States has ever come to an administrative coup when a group of unelected security officials get together and discuss removing a democratically elected president from office, which is...
I'm gonna pause for a minute because I gotta object. Where's my gavel at? I gotta object. I object. I already objected. It's so early, but I'm sorry. I gotta object so early. If you are part of a security agency at the top, you are a murderer. You are a killer. You are going to hell. You are going to burn in the hottest place in the, is it center of the planet? I don't know where hell is, but 9 times out of 10 right now, if you are a part of a security agency in a country that murders people all over this planet, a country that creates terrorism, you have no place to judge anybody. Is Donald Trump stable? Hell no, the guy ain't stable. He's not supposed to be. You know, I'm not stable. I ain't stable. I don't even know any stable friends. The world is crazy right now. You're not supposed to have stable people. The thing I do know, as crazy and foolish as I think a billionaire Twitter bug is, reality TV host, real estate tycoon from New York that didn't like to pay nobody, as nutty as I think that is, he is nowhere near the nut your security agencies are. He is nowhere near the nut it is to take to kill 100,000 children. He is nowhere near the nut it takes to kill millions of people in an unsustainable model that's murdering the planet. So no, you actually don't have it right. I have to on that one. I have to, and that's Team Trump. They get it. They get it. They get that in their favor. I agree with their objection. Nobody's murdered. You know, has Trump murdered as much as Obama? Well, I don't know. Let's not say it that way. Let's not say it that way. Bad, Gerard. I object on myself. Has the Trump administration murdered more than the Obama administration? No. Has the Trump administration murdered more than the Bush administration? No. Has the Trump administration murdered more than the Clinton administration? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Because they're dropping 22 bombs a day and things are always getting worse. But it's the point that bureaucracies run the country. They run the foreign policy, not the presidents, not the head chimp in charge. Yes, I called Obama head chimp in charge, and I'm calling Trump head chimp in charge because he's the alpha. He's your better. You know, he's the one you roll over and show your neck when they come around because you believe in betters and you believe in alphaism. You believe in keeping the alpha model, replacing the alpha, and that's going to make things better. Replace the alpha, keep the psychopathic chimp pack. The psychopathic wolf pack. What's a chimp pack called? Troop. Keeping the psychopathic troop, replacing the leader because you just want somebody else to worship. So I'm against that. I'm against all of it. I'm against the whole chimp model.
Which was, according to Dershowitz, an abuse of power. Well, let's listen to what he had to say.
Abuse of power, that's funny.
Terrible abuse of the Constitution. The Constitution provides for impeachment. That's a political, legal remedy.
All right, hold on, stop. I know who this is. This is Alan Dershowitz. Dershowitz. Y'all see the show in there, right? I've heard the name. I have no idea who he is, but Dershowitz. D-E-R-S-H-O-W. It's. But listen, look, well, he's a professor of law at the Harvard Law School. That means he's a smart guy. That means you should listen to him. I'm not. I'm not, unfortunately, because I've been to university. And I know some of the dumbest people on this planet can actually remember facts and actually graduate and go. What do y'all call it? What do y'all call the betters who they graduate at a higher, something cum laude? What's it called? Lauda Clooney, George Clooney. What's it? Lauda Clooney. When you graduate and you're better than everybody else, you're better. People are supposed to worship you. You get a pocket protector. You're supposed to get better money, more slave labor currency going into your account, and a better job, better forced labor because you graduated cum laude. George Clooney. What is that damn thing called? So y'all supposed to, I don't respect this guy. I don't know, number one. I appreciate the fact he's a human being and I love the guy, but I don't like the show in his name and the fact that he is a professor of law, which is a professor of primitivism, right? Every law serves a purpose, and the reason the laws exist is to not solve problems. Laws exist to not solve problems. It means that you have nothing better to do. You can't figure out at all how to fix this problem, so you need to get a bunch of men with guns and prisons and fines and force people to do what you want them to do because you did not even the intellect can't figure out how to solve it. I agree with when he said that the laws are, you know, the sign of a primitive society, the sign of an unsentient society, the sign of an uncivilized society is a society that has laws. A society that's not smart enough where they got laws. So I don't even know what he's gonna say. I'm prejudiced. I'm sorry. I'm already flipping out. It's like the guy. All right. I think it's a show. I do think it's a show. I think he's about to show you it's a show.
But the 25th Amendment was designed for people who had a stroke, or President Reagan when he was shot. Right. When you're incapacitated.
I missed the beginning.
According to Dershowitz, an abuse of power. Well, let's listen to what he had to say.
Your laws.
Terrible abuse of the Constitution. The Constitution provides for impeachment. That's a political, legal remedy. But the 25th Amendment was designed for people who had a stroke, or President Reagan when he was shot. When you're incapacitated, when you're unconscious, when you're unable to be the president, it provides a mechanism for replacing the president with the vice president. It was never intended to be used to rid the country of a president who people don't agree with, or who they think may have committed obstruction of justice or collaboration with Russia.
Or a president that fits right. Or a president who should be the president of the United States of America. Who's the president of France? May, right? A president who should be president. Why? Because a gaslit society gets the gaslit presidents they deserve. They get the bourgeoisie they deserve. A tribalistic, gaslit society indoctrinated to fight with each other. They get the bastards they deserve at the top. All of them. Not the president, the prime minister, but the cabinets, the politicians, all of them. Primitive people who haven't learned to work together. Productivity should get a primitive government. You should replicate that at the top. I think Trump is the perfect president. I'm gonna get in trouble, y'all. I'm sorry. I think he is. I think Macron, I think May, I think Merkel, I think Putin. I think they're all the perfect leaders for their people. Why? Because their people tolerate. Now, France is the only one that I'm going to give a little bit of a leeway to. I'm going to give France some leeway because they ain't got it going on. They got it going on. They're going to burn down the whole earth. They're going to kill all us. But they got it going on. They may not deserve, but the rest of y'all are lining up. We don't like the president. We don't like the... Y'all deserve him. So This Showitz guy, I kind of like him. Actually, I do. I don't like what he does. I think he's a killer, and he works for a killer organization, Harvard University, murdering people, legislation, law school. I don't agree with none of that. Slavers and colonizers. But I like what he said. He's right. Don't use the 25th Amendment to take out a president that's supposed to be there. Supposed to be there. He like Trump, just like all of it. That's why I love it, my friends. They get upset. I see him on Twitter all the time. I still have not figured out how to use Twitter. And they go in there, Trump is this, and he's a bastard. He's a this, that. And I was like, whoa, hey, you know. And mother fippling, fat. I'm like, wait, hey, in Bible study Monday? Yeah, in the Monday night. You gonna be a Bible study? Can we talk about Trump Monday night? I'm gonna come to your Bible study. I want to hear you talking like that at Bible study. That's what I want. So I think he's in tune with some more primitive stuff, and he brought out the other primitives, and so now all the primates are kind of fighting, all the monkeys getting ready, they all did like coming out the closets. I think it's a good thing. I think he's the perfect president. I think everybody's coming. So no, I think impeachment's always a distraction. All right, let's keep going. What are they trying to do?
Well, we know Trump faces more pressure in the form of the ongoing Mueller investigation into alleged Russian collusion. So what did Dershowitz say about this?
It was very clear.
I ain't done. I was like, collusion. Russian collusion? Listen, who do you work for? Do you work for a rubber company? You work for a company? Who do you work for? Everybody say who you work for. You work for Silicon, you work for Coca-Cola. Who do you work for? You work for Monsanto? You want to talk about collusion? Look at your bank account. Okay? Look at your bank account. But I work for Samsung. You slave mineral company. Look at your bank. Talking about collusion? Let's talk about collusion, because you know what? I was thinking about it this weekend. I'm getting upset already. But you know what a bank is? A bank is a thing that is just used to launder money. That's it. That's all it is. That's why Jesus hated. That's why he turned over the table. Christians are not supposed to have bank accounts, but you don't understand that. A bank is just used to launder money. That's all it is. They go to the other country, they murder a bunch of people, they steal the resources like they're about to do in Venezuela. They take the money, the big corporations go in, they steal the resources from the people, and they put it into a bank account, they wash it, and you believe in banks, and now after that money gets washed, it gets loaned out to the corporation you work for. But because it comes to you in the form of a paycheck, it's not dripping full of blood, and it is. A bank is just an investment. So we talk about a collusion. I don't think Trump colluded at all with no damn Russians. I know he has a bank account, which means he's colluding with killers just like you do, like I do, and everybody else watching this do.
Critical of the way the Mueller investigation is being carried out, because remember, almost 2 years into this probe, we still don't have a single indictment that relates to the original crime that it was supposed to investigate, which is the collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians. We have a number of indictments based on the so-called process crimes, when you arrest a person, when you interrogate him, when you or her, when you essentially set up a moral trap to see if he would lie to the prosecutors. And indeed, a couple of people did, but none of them was or has been charged with being directly involved with the Russians. And one interesting point that Dershowitz makes is that even if Trump administration officials had some contacts with the Russians, having a contact in and of itself is not enough to support the collusion charge.
Well, first of all, even if there were collusion between the Trump campaign and some Russians, that would not be a crime. It's not a crime to collude. It would be a crime only if members of the Trump campaign or any campaign urged people in another country to commit a crime like hacking the emails of their opponents, the Democratic National Committee. But there's no evidence of that at all. And I suspect in the end, what they'll find is there was some people in the campaign who had contacts with some people in Russian intelligence, perhaps some contact with WikiLeaks and contact with others.
Is now a good time to mention Uranium One, anybody? Isn't that, I was thinking about collusion. Somebody, is now a good time to mention Uranium One? Talk about collusion. Look at your retirement. Yeah, that's some collusion. All right, hold on. Hey, good morning, everybody. I didn't speak to everybody. I got all excited. I didn't even say hi. I'm gonna try to get the comments a little better today. Hold on. Let me see. You're the most woke person I've ever listened to. May God protect us. No, Dina, God ain't gonna protect us. God, Big G God done sick of us. Big G God like, nope, it's time for them to go. Time for them to go. I don't know if I'm the most woke person. I think I watch this stuff and I just laugh. I watch it because it's silly to me. I don't think we're going to make it. I think Big G guy said, you know what? I'm kind of done with y'all. Because you know what, Dina, what I was looking at this weekend? I'm always trying to find the Big G God on a planet full of little G gods. Everybody worshiping these little G gods in these books and stuff. I'm always looking for the Big G God. I was listening to Eric Von Donigan. You know what he explained on the Big G God? He said Big G gods don't fly ships. Big G God don't need 0-point energy. Big G God doesn't fly anything that says U.S. Air Force on the side. Big G God doesn't fly anything Ezekiel saw with like burning flying wheels. I'm looking for the Big G God, not the little G God, but that's cargo cult, not gonna go down that path. Yeah, you know what? I think part of that thing that you call woke is just having values. I think it's just having values. I think it's having values and like, you know, I grew up in a religion that said don't murder children. It actually said don't murder nobody, but and then I proceeded to see everybody murdering everybody and clapping, replacing the presidents with politicians. They go to church on Sunday. Because I grew up in Washington, D.C. area, a whole bunch of sellouts down there. And so I just grew up and it said don't murder. And I paid attention, Dina. I paid attention. And welcome to the club, Dina. I don't think I've seen you here before. Everybody say hi to Dina. I paid attention and I would read the scriptures. And I was a little Gerard Dina, and it says, scripture said, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not, what else shall we do? A couple shouts, but those are the important ones. Thou shalt not kill and steal or kill. And then somebody raised their hand of a politician you voted for that hadn't killed and stole yet. Somebody mentioned a country that hadn't killed and stolen yet. Somebody mentioned a race that hadn't killed and stolen yet. Somebody mentioned a religion that didn't get behind killing and stealing. You know what I did? I posted something, and I think I kind of got in a little bit of trouble for it. Because I was likening. I like the lichen. I don't know what that means. Not the lichens that fight the vampires, the lichens. I like the lichen things. I said the lichen, what did I say? Y'all is getting mad at me. To liken Zionists to Jewish is stupid. I said stupid. There's no likening. Yeah, I mean, they all got two hands. The Jews and the Zionists, they got two hands, they got 2 feet, 2 eyes. Most of them, because the Zionists didn't shoot it off yet. They just shoot it off the Palestinians with the whole shooting of the periphery, the body parts that policy that they got caught doing. I said the liking, because the Zionists aren't Jewish, not for the sake of what they're doing. People don't like the Zionists because they got Torahs at home. People don't like the Zionists because they don't take the Torahs with them nowhere. People don't like the Zionists because they don't actually read the Torahs. They don't read the thou shalt not murder and steal land. All right? But the Zionists to Jewish is stupid because the Jewish people ain't got nothing to do with them. For the most part, I think people like the Christian people, right? So the liking Jews and Zionists is stupid. That's like putting ISIS and Al-Qaeda with Muslims. It's dumb. It feels good to some people, but it's stupid. This relationship. They look alike. They're on the same planet, but they don't believe the same things. It's like the Baptist Church and the Templars and the Christians. There's no relationship, or Christ. There's no relationship there. They ain't got nothing to do with each other. But they in your mind, you're tribal. You're born a bigot like I was born a bigot. You get on your own little side, you want to fight with your own little team. I'm trying to get out of that, but there's no relationship there at all. At all. But that's how they keep psychopathic stuff sustainable, right? Because say we're in this wolf pack called Earth. We're in this big wolf pack. We don't like the leader, whatever's at the top. If I'm a psychopath, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to join a religion. Let's call it the Jewish religion. I want to go murder some people, steal some land. I'm truly a Zionist, but I'm going to hide behind the Jewish people. And so what I'll do is I'll make sure that the media talks about you like you're an anti-Semite. You don't like me, which means that you don't like this other 100 million people. And I'll stand behind them. And I'll work from within them. And I'll shut you down. I'll buy the media. I'll make sure that I'm with them and you start attacking them. So now while you're attacking the Jews and I'm doing all the dirt as a Zionist, I can get away with murder. I can literally get away with shooting kids with high-powered rifles at my time I feel like it. I can get away with stealing land. I can get away with all the things that you disagree with because now you went after the Jews and now the Jews got my back. Well, the Jews got their back because you're attacking them and not me. I got in trouble for that. That's why it boggles my mind. Same thing with Christianity, though. The same stupid thing. Now, you got Westboro Baptist Church, ain't read a Bible in their life. Go around. The Templars murdering and killing people. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. And they proceeded to go down and steal and rob. I think somebody said the Templars turned against the Pope in the end or something. Yeah, and I think the Pope killed them all or something like that. I don't know. I don't care nothing about that because there's no honor among thieves. The bottom line is they got on their horses, they got the shields and armor and the swords, and they proceeded to go murder and steal somebody's land. All right, that's done. You're not actually Christian. You're not actually following Christ. You ain't got nothing to do with the church. You doing your own thing. You're doing your own Zionist thing. And then the Muslims guys, the only people I give a little break to, I give more break to the Muslims. But it's the same thing. They say, oh, okay, the Muslims are violent religion. Have you ever read the religion, dummy? Have you ever read the Quran? Have you ever opened it? Look, no, but it's a violent religion. No, it's not actually. It's peaceful. It's like Islam. It's peaceful. They're all peaceful. They all speak peace. You're stupid and you're bigoted, and you've already taken your birth bigotry. You've chosen a side, so that means they've already chosen. It means you're not you. You have no self. You have no idea what you are. You were told who you were, told who you are, and you're proceeding to live a life that you were told to live, and you're doing it. So you hate the Muslims, Al-Qaeda, which is stupid to begin with, outside of the fact that we created all of these groups. We went to their lands, murdered their aunts and uncles and grandmoms and everybody, turned them against it. I'm off tangent. I'm way off tangent. All right, let me see. All right, let's go back. I know about the Knights Templar. Yes, Daniel, they're evil people. I'm gonna look at comments for a second, and I'm gonna go back. I want to finish that. God, there's so much I want to get through. I'm almost out of time already. Ancient scriptures are delicious. Yes, they are, Rebecca, because you can spot a sellout easily. If you know their scriptures, you know what they're not supposed to do, then you know not to attack them. You need to attack the psychopaths at the top of their parties. Let me see. Neoliberalism is plowing forward with small, nukes to continue the threats to whatever country doesn't go along with their agenda. Right, kid, that's kind of my point. That's kind of my point. It's like, what is the point of replacing the alpha of neoliberalism pack? Why? What's the point? You're just going to take out that alpha because you don't like that alpha and put another alpha in to just do more neoliberalism, right? Corporate rule, destroying the planet, making our species extinct. It's a whole pointless discussion. Like all these isms, they're all pointless. They all believe in alphaism. But neoconism, neoliberalism, conservatism, capitalism, socialism, communism, they're all on. I'm gonna tell you, they're all in cahoots. They're all in cahoots, and they all just want to be the alpha, and they all want to oppress your kids. I'm gonna tell you. Get upset. Oh, the communism, capitalism, socialism. Again, my stance on that is, well, I found a better way to put it this weekend. If the psychopath always chooses one of the three options, which option is best? Let's say it another way. If psychopaths that design the world where one and children live in conflict zones always choose capitalism, communism, or socialism, which one is best, class? Somebody answer that damn question. Class, you're gonna ask questions today. If governments, kings, lords, and betters always choose one of three options, which option gonna get you into heaven? Which option is sentient? If psychopaths that can murder millions of people after 9/11 always choose one of those options. If psychopaths who came up with the idea prima nocta that they can rape your wife before you can sleep with her on the first night of your marriage came up and always choose one of those three options, which option is best? Which option is slightly better than the other? This is how my mind thinks. I was kind of thinking about it this weekend. It's just like, it should be simple. If the psychopaths always choose one of those models, obviously all the models are corrupted so they can get what they want and continue to murder people. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let me finish this. Get all excited.
But they're not going to be able to make a case for the government of Russia colluding illegally with the presidential candidate, Donald Trump.
We are running this interview in full this coming Sunday, and I think it raises a number of very interesting points about the length to which some Americans are willing to go to remove Trump from office and what they're willing to sacrifice in the process of doing.
Yeah, exactly. What they're willing to do to sacrifice to get rid of a president. They're willing to sacrifice the entire damn planet The entire damn planet, because they got a better alpha that they want to put in charge to not make decisions, to destroy the entire civilization of the planet. That makes perfectly good sense. I just wish somebody here would tell me one thing. Somebody tell me one thing that's going to change. You take Trump out. Tell me one thing. Somebody tell me one thing. If you take your prime minister out, what's going to change? Tell me. If the people stay primitive, if they still stay 98% primates, tell me one thing that's going to... This is why I don't believe in voting. I don't believe in voting. I don't. I think it's just a bunch of wolves getting together, a bunch of chimps getting together, figuring out how to kill the one on top so they can keep killing other chimp tribes. Keep eating other wolves, keep eating the wolf babies. I think it's all stupid. We got problems. And none of those problems, there are no superheroes. Oh, speaking of superheroes, I got Aaron Rodgers. Speaking of a time in where adults believe in superhero alphas, look at this. Y'all see this? Y'all see Iron Man? Who is it? This was in Dubai. Dubai got a damn Iron Man. Y'all see Iron Man in Dubai? Hold on, I gotta fix this. You can't even see it. Dubai has an Iron Man. He flying. Oh, y'all can't see. There you go. See him? Speaking of adult superheroes and adults having underoos that say Trump, Obama, Clinton, May, Merkel, and Putin, they got an Iron Man in Dubai. He flying. That's not Iron Man. Nope, it's not Iron Man. He ain't coming to save you, y'all. They ain't never coming to save you. That's a dummy with a jetpack, with flying on fossil fuels, that the damn thing gonna blow up the first makes a turn too sharp, because we live on a stupid planet. We live on a stupid planet, we do stupid things, and we got adults that are looking for heroes in every damn thing instead of fixing the actual damn problem of everything. Trump is gonna win the next election. Yes, sure he is. I guarantee. You know why? Know how I know? Because they already picked him. It's already done. It's a done deal. People don't, they're like, nah, we're gonna get Warren and this person and that person and some funky feet and 2020. It's like, no, it's oligarch 2020, yo. It's oligarch 2020. Whatever happened, whatever transpires, the presidents go in. But you know what? I think that the presidents actually mean well to a degree. Like, I think they kind of live in America. They kind of care. But I think that once they get into office, they sit them down, they kind of explain how the system works. And that's why they always do the same thing. You know, you're not going to unseat Trump. You're not going to impeach him. I think the oligarchs are making too much money. Like, he is a cash cow. Like, if you really think about it, think about your family and friends. Think about how, like, they're not even interested in, like, I don't know, going out anymore. They can't turn off the news. Think about CNN and Fox and MSNBC and the BBC and all around the world. Everybody has their popular hero. Everyone's got their popular demon. Everybody. Do you know how many trillions of dollars Donald Trump has made the mainstream media? They tried with Obama. They tried. He couldn't get it up, though. He couldn't get it not that high. They tried with the racism, get everybody to tune in, focus on politics, get some war going. They could sell some papers, get people back in politics. And, you know, when people know they're not supposed to believe in government, not supposed to believe in leaders and betters, they're supposed to be adults and solve their own problems. He's too much of a cash cow. Ain't no way they're getting rid of him. They ain't happening. Ain't happening. And they don't want to get rid of him. They don't, like I said from the beginning, DNC loves them some Donald Trump. They do. They're just like me. I love him too. I just don't think he should run the country. But then again, I don't think a country should exist. I live in my own world. I just observe you people. But I love him because he's a brother. Just like the DNC, full of brothers and sisters too. But the problem is that they love him because they don't have to change anything. They don't have to change anything because he is the great villain of the world. Nobody even cares about Venezuela. They don't even care. He's barely in the news. Why? Because they're going to fix the world by getting rid of Donald Trump. Knowing if Clinton was in, we'd be invading Venezuela too. Knowing that Bernie was in, we'd be invading Venezuela. Knowing somebody got 2020 that would not be invading right now. Does anybody got a 2020 that actually tell an oligarch where to go? Does anyone got a 2020 that can tell the Federal Reserve where to go? All right, let's keep going. I believe in stop raising children to be violent psychopaths, or you're going to keep having violent psychopaths on your planet. That's what I believe. So I don't blame children for nothing at all. You know what? I could show you this.
طبعا العويله ضم جابوا الذيب هذه وربوها من هي صغيره. ما رضيتش على تربيتها لكن هم امروها علي وصاروا يربوا فيها. حتى شفت اللي قلت متعلقين بها ما عادش ما عادش قربت.
Gotta make a change. Gotta make a change in your life, and that change supposed to be you, not just me playing with my software. Make a change in your life. Exit, primitive exit. Primitive exit. Can we exit being primitives and let's evolve to being sentient? Evolve out of violent solution making. Look at this kid. This is a kid. Where is he at? Libya. Libya. Yeah, he's in Libya, y'all. He's where y'all restarted slavery. He's where the black president restarted slavery with Hillary Clinton. He's in Libya. Check this out. He befriended a wolf. Check this out. I think it's an African golden wolf too.
الحالية.
That's so cute.
طبعا العويلة ضم جابوا الذيب هذه وربوهم من صغير.
Ferocious wolf and raised him since he was a baby. At the beginning, I didn't accept it, but they insisted. And I let him raise.
حتى شفت قلتهم متعلقين بها.
They're very attached to the wolf.
ما عادش قربتهم فهمتوا تموا الناس يجوا يصوروا فيها عادي وتقعد مع السائل عادي ما فيش مشكلة مش يعني أنا تمشي مع الحوالة تمشي طبعا الذيب غدار طبعا
I'm trying to like bring more evolved processes and take the wild out of people. I'm trying to take in some wolves. I'm trying to take in some wild creatures called Democrats and Republicans in my country, left and right. Trying to get the wild out of them. Trying to get that violent tendency, that bigotry that lives deep in the bones. And teach them like, here's a good example. Outside of the fact that you can take a wolf, a bear, tiger, monkey, put them all together, raise them as a human being, and they all grow up as friends. And they don't fight. They don't fight over oil. They don't fight over coltan. They don't fight over resources or bank accounts. They don't fight to make their kid killer than the other killers by giving an education, sending them so they can graduate summa cum laude, make more money, and put more slaves in their bank account. They actually grow up to love each other. They actually grow up on being sustainable. I got a business tip for you. I'm gonna give you a business tip. I can't really say too, but I'm gonna give you. The business that always wins is the sustainable one. All the other businesses in time will fail. The business that always wins is the sustainable one. 9 out of 10 businesses fail in the United States of America because the human business that wins is the sustainable one. The nation that wins is always the sustainable one. The one unsustainably creating wars, starving its people, killing its people, imprisoning its people will never make it. Never. Empire will never make it. Everything you do needs to be sustainable. And the only thing that's sustainable is peace. I got one of my old pop-ups this morning. And now you log in and it picks and chooses what old posts you have that came up. I had a quote. It wasn't a direct quote, but it was something that Plato said. Let me see if I can show this to you. Let me get rid of this boy. But you can raise a wolf to be a very peaceful creature. How do I get rid of that? Oh, there's right there. All right. It was a quote that came up on my feed this morning. I swear I posted it. I always go back to Plato, and I go back to philosophy because I think we're missing a lot. I think we forgot way too much. Plato said something to this effect. Plato said that they were concerned with learning and virtue. They were only concerned with cultivating nature and peace with everyone. Cultivating nature and peace with everyone. If your only concern as a society is virtue and learning, you're going to be a very sustainable society. If you're trying to cultivate peace in nature like that child with that wolf, you're going to raise children to not be primitive. You're going to raise them children to work together, to be a collective. If you raise them and you give them, see, Plato didn't say anything about race. Plato didn't say anything about religion. Plato didn't say anything about nation. Plato didn't say anything about any of your isms, any of your tribalisms. Because when you give a child a tribe, that child is going to fight. When you give that child a pack, damn sure that child is going to fight. When you give that child love and you just cultivate learning and virtue, you're a species that actually is sustainable. You will become sustainable and you will get to exist. Short of that, you are going to go away. But, you know, I'm okay with that too. Let me keep going. I'm okay with that too. People ask me, you think you're going to change anything? I'm not trying to change nothing. I don't think I am. I think I'm just doing my part. My part's to say what I'm supposed to say. Your part, say what you're supposed to. Your part is to evolve like my part is. And we're either evolving in our own spaces, not telling other people how, but evolving in your own space. And if you do your part, it doesn't really matter where it ends up. I don't really care. If we got what it takes to build a society that doesn't murder children, then yeah, we get to exist. If we don't, then we should go away. And I'm okay with both. To me, I'm a member of an ecosystem of the universe. Right? Only sustainable species should make it. Only sentient creatures should make it. Only creatures that don't need laws should make it. Everything else should go extinct. I'm complete 100,000% in support of that. All right, let me go through the news. Let me see what happens here. See if anything other important. Clashes on the Israel-Gaza border, at least 20 injured. Yeah, that's gonna happen. We're primitives. Let me see, talking about Russian stooges. Yeah, well, Russia's the bad guy in America, but they're the good guy in the world. And I don't want to go through the detail in that because, you know, that's just Russia's they're being propped up as the savior, right? And once everybody loves Russia, everybody hates America, they're going to take all the weapons, they're going to take their military industrial complex, the Federal Reserve, the private banks that actually own America, and take all their money in their bank, and they're going to ship it to Russia or China. And Russia or China is going to run the world for a little while. They've already got that pipeline going into Germany and Europe, and so they'll be feeding their oil to them so they can do that. They'll probably blow up Saudi Arabia. And that's just how it goes. The Americans will be poor. Everything will collapse in America. And all the power will move to Russia because billionaires don't care about your country. They bought your country. The billionaires don't even live in your country, America. They could care less. France, China, France, UK. Who are the suspects? The ones murdering everything: France, America, UK, Germany. Like these billionaires that own your country, they don't give two damns about your country. That's the crazy part about it. Is it's so obvious, but people can't see it. They can't see it. They actually think that nations exist to these monsters that own all of it. What else we got? I can show you what I'm looking at. Where's my thing at? I can show you what I'm looking at. I just go down my feed and I try to bit of sense, that things that help me to see what's actually going on. Oh, Putin's not a girl. Y'all want to see Putin fight? Y'all want to see Putin fight? Putin! I'm not sure what that is. Putin! Long shot official trailer. Okay, I like movies. I just don't like the real world. The real world is significantly more violent. Y'all see Putin fighting? Putin! He's such a charismatic guy. Y'all love Putin. He's so charismatic. I know, Ellen, but they are promoting him as not being a thug and a warlord. He's just being nice right now. They're just talking about America's wars. You know, it's just the alphas. It's the whole alphaism. But he's being cheered, and they're showing him he's just a regular old guy. He's taking judo. I think that's judo, right? I don't want to be that guy. I ain't doing that. They're like, yeah, you want to come wrestle with Putin? Hell no. Think I'm stupid. I was born yesterday, but not at no damn midnight. I was born early in the day. I didn't get in there with your betters. Somebody mess around and trip him on accident. Somebody mess around and scratch Putin. Oh, your whole family gonna get died and murdered and thrown in a lake. Hell no. Look, he just look like a normal guy. He doing his thing. No. I believe in the real world. In the real world, none of this is real. None of this is real. All this stuff they show you because they try to convince you that this is how the world works, and it's not how it works. They're trying to cheer him as being a good guy, and he's not. It's just his role right now. His script in Earth soap opera is to be the good guy. And he is the good guy right now because America is such a devastatingly bad guy that he's promoted high up. What else we got? Oh, this is kind of interesting. Not really, but I don't care. So. This is a extreme pole dancer. She's showing out her skills on a 16-story building in Russia. They got pole dancers in Russia, y'all. Listen. You know what? I got a friend, you know what he says? He says his #1 goal as a daddy of little girls was to keep her off the pole. I have to agree. I have to agree. Your #1 job as parent of how many children? 3 billion, 2 billion something, is to keep our children off poles. To be a world where girls and they don't need to climb poles, and guys too, to make money. They don't need to climb buildings and dance for money. A world where it's your right. Oh, that's scary. I can't do that. But a world where it's your right to exist. It's your world where you got some food, water, and a house. You don't have to do nothing dumb to put money in a bank account. Oh, hell no. She ain't got no support rope. Y'all see, ain't no support rope. But it's funny. You know what it makes me think about when I look at that? I think about what people will do for money. I think about what people will do for thrills. I think about how you're trapped in a forced labor society and you just don't have any joy and love. And you got all these artificial highs. You do these crazy, dumb things to feel alive. It's like, y'all remember Tim the Toolman Taylor? You know why he got hurt so much? You know why your husband keep bringing out power tools, losing fingers and arms and stuff? It's the sake of creation. We're creators. We are creators. Like I said, human beings, for the most part, that I think are good at 2 things: love and creating. You shouldn't build nothing. You shouldn't grow nothing. You shouldn't paint nothing. You shouldn't make that. I mean, well, there's some creativity in some of that. But AI and robots will beat you all in the near future. The only thing that y'all should be doing is raising kids, loving them, and creativity. Everything else we suck at. Everything else we make things that get better at those things. So short of that, that's the job of the human being. There shouldn't be nothing else. So talking about Nord Stream 2. So I believe in that, though. I believe in the automation society. I think that we indicate that we are sentient when we take care of each other. When we start using our productivity to take care of each other instead of murder each other. I think that that's of course, Venezuela. We got to look at Venezuela for a minute. Venezuela in the news. Because, of course, they got that pile of aid down there that they flew over all the starving Americans and dying Mexicans to people believe.
The pressure on the Venezuelan government. On Friday, it hit the crisis-stricken country's state-owned oil company and also 5 of Nicolas Maduro's top officials with a fresh wave of sanctions. Now, the United States sought to justify the move by repeating its claim that the embattled president is undermining democracy and continuing to violate human rights. Now, at the same time, the U.S. is starting to send emergency aid to Venezuela to back the opposition. Essentials like food, medicine have already been delivered to the Colombian border. But Nicolas Maduro is refusing to allow the supplies to cross into his country. He says it's a cynical ploy by the Trump administration and an attempt, really.
Hang on. So he's right. It's a cynical ploy. It ain't by no administration. Again, they don't actually run. They're not actually alphas. They're fake alphas. They're alphas. They're alfalfa. No, it's no A in this. They're just alphas. They're fake alphas. You know, because the people who actually make these decisions are so much higher than presidents. Like, you know, there's more than a dozen security clearances above the United States president. And yet you still believe that they actually run the country. They actually have all the information to make the decisions. They don't run our country. So yeah, it's not by the Trump administration. But the funny thing I think about this when I look at this, I think about how they say they need to go in because they need to bring in democracy into Venezuela, knowing Venezuela actually has better election systems than the United States. Like, I don't know, they got better equipment and like they have more integrity. They actually have a means of auditing elections. I think it's electronically. They have fairer elections than have in the United States. So it's funny, it's like all the non-democracies are going to invade the one democracy in Latin America. The one, there aren't many. There are a couple of democracies in Latin America, but this is one of them. And they have a democratic elected government. Now, Maduro got some problems. Everybody, we can admit that. But the reality is he was democratically elected. So the non-democratically elected president of all the other countries are going to overthrow the one democracy. All the non-democracies are going to overthrow the democracy for democracy. Plato talked about democracy too, but we won't go into that.
To justify a possible military intervention. The Venezuelan president also hit out at the Colombian government, which he accuses of flagrant aggression.
For our part, our policy for Colombia is peace and respect. I cannot say the same about the government of the Colombian president, Ivan Duque, who has war plans against Venezuela supported by the U.S. empire. I am not exaggerating. Donald Trump and Ivan Duque in the White House announced war plans using Colombia against Venezuela.
Yes, they will be, because we know this because the CIA has been planning this stuff for a long time with the people who own America. It's been planned since Bush and Obama and now Trump. That's what I'm saying. It's not a Trump thing. It's not a Trump administration thing. It's not about the falfas. It's all about the money. It's about the things that actually own your government.
Another aspect on this story, President Maduro is also opening a diplomatic channel by inviting the United States Special Envoy for Venezuela for talks. But as Caleb Maupin explains, Elliot Abrams' record in South America isn't very promising.
No, it's funny. It's funny to me. I was laughing. It's because they invite America down for some democracy, like democratic talk. They want to talk things out. They want to negotiate, and America won't talk. He invites what's the guy? The fake president, the one that's faking he's president. He's not the real president. He's like self-elected. That guy. The irony knows Guaido. They invited the CIA learn how to pronounce his name. They keep calling him Guido. Anyway, he's trying to get people to talk through something called democracy. It's when you get together and you negotiate and you talk and you make decisions without violence. You ever notice that all the primitive solutions always come from American government? It's because America's the man of the world. America doesn't exist. You know, we don't control our military-industrial complex. Unfortunately, it was bought, I think it was 1933. Planned in 1913, so we don't own none of it, but we're just a hitman for whenever a corporation finds a resource in a nation it wants to steal, it hires America, go down, and their kids go down and fight and die and kill a bunch of people in that country for the resources, and they give them to that corporation, and that bank does good, and when America collapses, that bank is going to go.
Elliot Abrams, the Trump administration's new special.
Oh, somebody hang on. Oh, Natalie said you can't comment. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes, Natalie, you can reboot. That'll fix it. But also, I don't fall in line. I don't fall in line with any bigoted teams, so they don't really like me that much around here. Natalie, are you new? You one of the new people? Hey, new people! Got a lot of new people today. Everybody say hi to Natalie. Yeah, I don't really fall in line with what they want me to, Natalie. I'm that slave. I keep running off the plantation. They're like, no, you got to stay on the plantation. Talk like a Christian. I'm like, no. Talk like a black man. No. Talk like a gardener. No. Talk like an American. No. I don't believe in any of these bigoted ideas, like all these crazy people telling me who the hell I am. I tell them all go to hell every day, Natalie. I love them to death, but I tell them go to hell. And so I don't fit in line. So you know how to make money as a paper is you get extreme sides and you get them to fight each other. You make a lot of drama and they make money on the drama. Because you get dummies over here saying dumb things and they're obviously wrong, and on half of it, and right on the other half, you get dummies over here, they say dumb things, they're wrong on half of it. They sell out to who they actually are. They're not servant creatures, and they fight each other. And that's how you make a lot of money. That's how you take control as a government. That's how you take over an entire damn world. And I just don't believe in none of it. So you're not gonna be able to comment. You probably can't like. Sometimes you can't subscribe half the time. I don't know. The video doesn't come up. Some videos go delete and they just disappear. Just depends on what I say. They just watch. I don't think it's them. They watch me. I think it's just AI. AI is just watching like, nah, you're too much love today. Nah, that's just, brother, that's not gonna happen. Boop. They just delete the video. They'll block you. So yeah, you have trouble around here now. It's not gonna work as easy.
Representative for Venezuela has been assigned the task of restoring democracy in the country, and he says he's up to it. Just look how well he did in El Salvador.
From the day that President Duarte was elected in a free election to this day, El Salvador has been a democracy. That's a fabulous achievement.
Yes, the pro-U.S. candidate Duarte won the elections, but how democratic was the situation? There were human rights abuses and death squads everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I don't even want to show that. Outside of the fact that Elliot Abrams is a war criminal, he should be in hell by now, to be honest with you. And I love him too, but idolater, your soul is required in hell. So I'm gonna leave that between him and God. I don't want to get into that, but. He didn't murder a whole bunch of people. I do want to show you something because there's a whole bunch I wanted to show you, and I don't want to get off into that. I don't care none what they look. We have no business going to another nation because they want to give their resources, going down to murder a bunch of people to give them to corporations. I want to show you something. Who is this? Who is it? How do you know this guy? It's one of your lords and kings. I think he's the Bolivian president. Did y'all see this? What was this? This might have been a State of the Earth address. What was it? This was the UN Security Council. Sounds official. Hold on, let me show you this. This I thought was good because they didn't call America out. And mind you, this is always done in the narrative of Trump, you know, because that's how they need people to really believe in these things. They need believers. They need adults to believe in this. But listen to what he's got to say, because he calls the owners of America out big time. Let me play this.
To the president of Bolivia. Thank you.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that.
I'll play the best part first.
President of the United States of America, my brother Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, fellow presidents, brothers and sisters of the Security Council. I would like to say to you frankly and openly here, in no way is the United States interested in upholding democracy. If such were the case, it would not have financed coup d'etat and supported dictators. It would not have threatened with military intervention democratically elected governments, as it has done with Venezuela. The United States could not care less about human rights nor justice. If this were the case, it would have signed the international conventions and treaties for the protection of human rights. It would not have threatened the investigation mechanisms of the International Criminal Court, nor would it promote the use of torture, nor would it have walked away from the Human Rights Council, and nor would it have separated migrant children from their families, nor put them in cages. The United States is not interested in multilateralism. If it were interested in multilateralism, it would not have withdrawn from the Paris Agreement or given the cold shoulder to the Global Compact on migration. It would not have launched unilateral attacks, nor have taken decisions such as illegally declaring Jerusalem to be the capital of Israel. This contempt for multilateralism is motivated by the thirst of the United States for geopolitical control and for the seizing of natural resources.
Here's another good part.
Brothers and sisters, we...
Oh, wait, let me pause. So, Bolivia, y'all gonna need some nukes. Like, seriously. You're gonna need some nukes. Whoever owns America ain't standing for this. You see, I love people who can say stuff the way I don't. I take 45 minutes to an hour and a half to say something that every daggone morning, like, y'all, we don't need to be stupid. This is what we're doing. And this man in like 2 minutes said everything I say. You can watch every video. He done summed it up. We have no interest in human rights. We don't give two damns about your children. We don't give two damns about our children. We don't give two damns about freedom, democracy, earth, ecosystems, water, food. We don't care about none of that. All we are hired hitmen to murder people for resources. And he done said it. Y'all better make a deal with Russia, Bolivia. That's
We are convinced that it is crucial to have a discussion not just on the effects, but above all on the reasons of the assaults on international peace, security, and justice that we are seeing. Let us take the example of Iran, a country which has been referred to this morning. In 1953, the United States financed, planned, and implemented a coup d'etat against a democratically elected government, which, in exercise of its legitimate sovereignty, nationalized its oil production, wresting it from the hands of an Anglo-US company. After that...
I'm sorry, I gotta stop for a minute. Doesn't that sound familiar? I love he going down the list. He's not gonna hit the big list. He's hitting the short list. But I love he's explaining that who we go after. If you are a nation that actually tries to share resources with the ecosystem, the monkeys, the bears, the insects, and the human beings that actually live around there, America has to destroy you. Like, America has to destroy you. It should be very clear. What we stand for is not apple pie and basketball. No, apple pie, basketball, no, it's baseball. Apple pie and baseball no more. We don't stand for freedom and democracy and liberty. We stand for giving the corporations of this planet, massive corporations. This is why I don't like corporations, y'all. This is my whole thing. This is why if you got more than 14,000 employees, you shouldn't exist. That's not a corporation. It's called an army. And when you have enough resources, you buy the government. And then what do you want? You need the resources to make your product, to sell your crap. And then bank to wash the blood money, employees to cheer it. And this is the only reason we invade. We want to take things. That's why I don't talk about climate change. I don't talk about climate change. It doesn't really matter. We're destroying ecosystems, and that builds up to a point where it does affect the climates, even though the fact that climates are always changing. These are the things that I think are important, but I love the fact that he's laying it out very clear for you. We don't believe that people and animals and monkeys and bears and bacteria should have the resources. Neoliberalism, neoconism is all about doing what the Federal Reserve requires, which is to give all the resources on this planet to corporations, destroy all the ecosystems, and we murder ourselves.
For many decades, the United States supported an authoritarian government which allowed the profits from oil production to line the pockets of transnational companies. This situation endured until the revolution of 1979.
Now, stop. Let me see. What's Trump's face look like? Look at Trump. He's not even looking up. Hold on. Let me zoom in. He's not even looking. He's not even looking at. He's not looking. And if, you know, he was like, look at Pompeo. Is that Pompeo? Is that Pompey right there? I think it's Pompeo. That's him right there. He's smiling. You see that smirk? He's smirking. He's like, oh, damn it. He done said it. We gonna murder you. Kill you. Trump looking down because he ain't got nothing to do with this. Trump is like, oh, they didn't figure it out. Like, oh, he didn't telling the Americans everything the hell that's going on. See me, that's why I was talking to Obama about it. That one day they're gonna figure it out. Pompeo, oh, he's in the end. This is how you know who's. Trump has got a head down, like, oh shoot, what am I gonna say to this crap? He got the. I think he has the face Obama would probably have. Like the people who go into government and they think the government works a certain way, but you get in, you realize that's not how that works. Pompeo's in the in group, like, yo, we gonna murder you, we gonna kill your nation. What's that smell? I smell oil. It's oil in Bolivia, y'all. Bolivia's gonna get an outbreak of ISIS, y'all. Get behind this, man. Yeah, I'm gonna post the link. Everybody say, where the link? Where the link? I'm gonna post the link, but the point I'm making is Bolivia, y'all better work on you. Better find a photon weapon, some spaceships or something, because they coming. Look at Pompeo's face. He like, we gonna kill y'all.
And now that Iran has retaken control of its own resources, it is once again the victim of a US siege. Bolivia categorically condemns the unilateral actions imposed by the government of the United States of America against Iran. Likewise, we condemn the fact that the United States has withdrawn from the JCPOA, hiding behind pretexts to continue its policy of interference and meddling in the internal affairs of this brother country, Iran. Brothers and sisters of the Security Council, we wish to refer to the region of the Middle East, a region rich in natural resources, but thus ripe to be, as it is, affected by invasion, war, and unjustified aggression that continue to cause pain and suffering for the peoples of the Middle East. This region of the world has been the setting for the three most egregious acts of aggression committed during the 21st century. The first act of aggression to which I refer is the illegal invasion of Iraq, based on the lie that that country possessed weapons of mass destruction. This invasion led to more than 1 million deaths. The second act of aggression is the overthrow of the government of Libya, which led to tens of thousands of deaths, whilst pretending that it was for humanitarian reasons. As a consequence, it has triggered serious political instability and unleashed a humanitarian crisis across the north of Africa. The third act of aggression to which I refer is the civil war in Syria, which, over the last 8 years, has...
He's hitting the resume, isn't he? He's just hitting the resume. You know what he's doing? He's reading America's resume, y'all. Pentagon's resume. He's just going right down the list. Lie, destruction, lie, started slavery, didn't fix not a damn thing, use a violent solution, didn't fix nothing, unsustainable, democracy, lied about this, false flag. He's just putting it all out there. Globalism, colonization. I love it. He's going all down the list. It's a long resume, but the funny thing, he can't even read the whole resume. We only halfway through what he got to say, and he didn't even read the whole resume. He Gave you highlights on the military-industrial complex's the globalist resume.
Cost the lives of more than 500,000 people. This war is the direct result of the interference and of the financing of armed groups and terrorist organizations who have pitted themselves against the Syrian government. Brothers and sisters, over the last few months, the United States has once again demonstrated its contempt for international law, for multilateralism, and for the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations.
He doesn't even care. He's just going down like they're not a part of the International Criminal Court. What's the name of that thing? The ICC? What's that called? International Criminal Courts. They done left the ICC. They don't care about law, justice, nor democracy. They don't give a damn. They murder children. They're starting genocides. They're putting out families, everything, and they couldn't care. Good dying on their money saved, believe in God and God trust. They hate God. They murdered God and shoved God in the hole, and the government became the God. Yes, it is the resume. It's the resume. He's just going down the list like, dude. You know what he's doing? He's listing all why you need to stop with this impeachment crap. He's listing all the reasons you need to stop talking about May, Merkel, Trump, and Putin, and all of this crap. He's listing all the reasons. And you know why? The reason I love this man, I don't even know his name, because he knows how to talk. Brothers and sisters. He's starting every conversation. He understands that we all are the same. He understands we're all cousins. He understands we're all family. He understands the things that primitives in government ever understand. He understands the things that people who put in primitive people don't seem to understand. We are all family. All we are doing is killing our cousins all over the planet and stealing what they got. And that's not gonna make God happy. Like who said it earlier? Dina. God ain't coming back. God ain't coming back because y'all murdering your family. You're stealing what they got and you're raping your family. And you're sending guns to your other family to rape your family. And this makes no sense. You're supposed to be a steward of the planet, right? That gets back to natural law. I let the brother speak. I'm gonna shut up. He just went down the list like boop, boop, boop. Was this on CNN? Was this on ABC, CSNBC, Fox? They put it on? They probably didn't. I don't watch that crap. I don't think they put it on.
Each time that the United States invades nations, launches missiles, or finances regime change, it does so behind a propaganda campaign which incessantly repeats the message that it is acting in the cause of justice, freedom, and democracy. In the cause of human rights or for humanitarian reasons. Brothers and sisters, in light of the aforementioned situations, I would like to hail those countries, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, China, and Russia, who have held firm in defense of the nuclear agreement signed with Iran. We praise also those countries who have not abandoned the Paris Agreement, those countries that defend the principles of sovereign equality of states, those countries that uphold the principle of non-interference in domestic affairs, those countries that respect international law and respect those commitments freely entered into and who defend multilateralism. Our congratulations to those countries. The responsibility of our generation is to hand over a fairer and more secure world to the following generation.
I'm sorry, I'm going nuts. I'm losing my mind. Why am I losing my mind? Because he didn't summed all my videos up, y'all. I done had 600 of them. He done summed them all up. The main purpose why we are here, the only reason we are here, is to make a better place for the next generation. That's it. That is it. It's not you to get a better Benz. No. It's not for you to upgrade and get the next, 2019? To get the 2020, the new model or something. It's not to upgrade to get the new iPhone. It's not to keep upgrading. No, that's not the purpose. It's not to make your kids more competitive against the poor kids down the street. No, it's not to make your kids more competitive against a poorer nation because you're born in a wealthier nation and you think you're better than them. No, the whole purpose is to build a better environment so the next generation can all do better than what we do. Right? Think about evolution, evolving. So we can stop being Cro-Magnon, cavemen, primitives, hitting each other over the head and stealing their women and stealing their goods and stealing their oil and coltan. And so we can actually grow the hell up and stop electing people who make decisions. I love this man. I can't even let him talk. I'm in church. I'm like, yeah, well, Like this is what church's supposed to be, y'all. This is what church's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to be this without the chicken and stuff. But
we will only achieve this dream if we work together to consolidate a multipolar world. A world with common rules that are respected by and defended from all the threats ranged against the United Nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now give the...
All right, he got so much. In fact, he had another. I'll post it. Y'all can watch the whole thing because I'm out of time. Y'all, I got to pick cotton. I'm sitting here running my mouth with y'all. I'm read the comments. I got to get... I got to pick some cotton. He just told me where. I don't even know his name. But the man, he done summed it all up. Leave people alone. Don't kill them. Don't rob them. Don't steal them. Don't rape from them. Don't clap when other people do that. Stop voting for parties that keep doing it. The guns are a bad idea, but people got guns and they need guns because the government is psychopathic. And so leave everybody alone. Live your own life. Make the next generation better than what we have. Conclusion. Never trust America. They always lying. It's always not because America's bad, but somebody else owns America. We don't know who these people are. Look at Trump. He's not looking at me because he doesn't know what the hell to say because they got a teleprompter, tell him everything to do, say, just like they did Obama. Pompeo's looking at me because he's a member of the CIA. He knows what the hell's going on. He's going to try to murder me after this is over. That's it. That's it. He summed it up. I appreciate y'all sharing. I appreciate y'all liking and subscribing. I'll post a link. You can share it out. I'm going to go through some comments here. Where the hell is Mask at? Because I live in a forced labor society, and if you don't make money, you don't get to eat. They'll let you die on the street. They will let you die and like be frostbitten holding the door of the church. You can be right outside the temple. In the temple, they got the heat on the inside. I'll be frozen on the door, right, just like this, dead, gone. They don't care less. They come in, the deacons, and just push me out the way. Oh, look out! What the hell is this? Ah! Open the door. Somebody come and say, is this another dead poor guy out here? Come get this damn thing out here. We got people to come in the house. We got to praise Jesus. Yeah, again, like I said, when I go to church, I go to church in the temple when y'all stop freezing people to death on the street right outside your mega churches. That's when I go again. But until then, you ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. Nothing. Jesus comes back. The lightning bolt is coming for you. The first place the lightning bolt's gonna land ain't gonna be on no Muslims, no Palestinians, no Islam. When that bolt come back, that lightning and the ship come back and the alien Jesus come back, boom! This time be like, oh, Jesus back! I see the horses, the seals are opening up, yay! Don't be all I'm saying. Hey, you might not want to be staying too close when y'all see Jesus come back again, or Muhammad, whoever coming back, Allah, somebody coming to Shiva. One of the other guys, when they come back, y'all see that ship come back, don't be anywhere near a church or a temple. That's all I'm saying. Take a GPS out, where the nearest church, because they got the GPS app now. Nearest church, and you'll have 5G, so you'll have a great signal. If it doesn't zap you, where's the nearest church? It's within 5 miles, you need to drive the other way. That's all I'm saying, because when them lightning bolts come out the sky, and that asteroid comes, it's going to land where it's supposed to. When the people murdering the people, not supposed to be. Not supposed to be there. All right, let me go to the comments. Yes, Susie, it's always lies, always is. Anna needs that video. I will share you the link. Absolutely, Susie. Wow, but we shouldn't wow it because we shouldn't be surprised. Like, this is how it works. This is how it's always worked. Anytime you keep electing a new falfa, not because they're not real alphas, they're fake alphas, they're falfas. When you elect a new president, is it president? Yeah, president. Fake president. And what else we got? Prime Minister, Prime Minister, sound like from Prime Steak, Prime Minister. When you elect the Prime Ministers, when you put them in place and the banks actually run everything, and you keep voting for a psychopathic model for the wolf pack around the planet, that's what you get. In a planet where 1 in 5 children live in a conflict zone. That's all you get. You get a planet where in 2019, rape is still a business model that your government sending guns and tanks to. That's what you get. But Congress got on white shirts. So it's okay. It's all okay, y'all. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Just get Trump out of office. I'm sorry. They're not gonna let me post a video. Y'all just get Trump out of office. Get him out. Get him out of there. Damn it. Everything gonna be okay when y'all get out May and Merkel and Putin. Y'all just get him out of office. Get him out. Keep the psychopathic model, but get those guys out of there. Keep Alphaism in place. Keep it in place. See what happens. All right. let's look at comments. I'm gonna get out of here. That's why RIC is the way forward. It isn't any of the past economic models that haven't worked for the people. Exactly, Kia. That's why I believe in RIC and direct democracy. I think people can make their own decisions. Absolutely nothing is going to change until people actually take control of their governments. Right now, enslaved by their governments, all the governments. And if there is a government that doesn't enslave the people, America's going to blow your country up so you can be enslaved by corporations and be forced out of the house on Monday morning. Doesn't matter if you get married, have children. That's not what you're for. You're supposed to love them and raise them to be nice kids, to share with other kids and share their Legos and toys. Hell no! You need to raise them to get a job, work for a corporation, go to school, get a good degree, and steal from the most poor who had no opportunity. That's how. Take as many slaves as they can and blood money and shove it in a bank account, and then make you feel better about yourself. Have a nice car. All right. Warlord Putin sure has Russia in a better shape than the U.S. and they are all organic. And when did they last invade another nation? Right, you know, but that's what kind of gets me is they play him up to be this loving God. They play him up to be this, and I have friends who come from Russia and they're like, ain't no loving God. They ran from Russia to get here to try to get something better, and it's like this is just like Russia. It's just less bears running around. Less bears running around eating people, but damn it, I guess you got Democrats and Republicans running around eating people. You know, same damn thing, just there. It's not as cold, a little warmer after year, but it's just like Russia. The only difference is America's going down as the bad guy because Americans' currency has run out of value, so you got to drop America. The bank's about to call on the credit and drop the currency like the Great Depression, but there's no real difference. It's all corrupt. It's always going to be corrupt. As long as you believe in other adults telling you what to do, we're going to have this. How many years we got left to reverse the effects of climate change to the point where we might survive less than 11? You know what, Natalie? I think that ship is done and sailed and gone. I think we missed that boat. I think we've destroyed so many ecosystems that but you know what? Let me think about that. Let me, because you know what? Because sometimes my hubris gets in the way too. I'm with y'all. I try as best as I can stand out and just watch, but I'm still kind of in it too. I think that this planet has amazing ability to reboot itself. I think this planet has amazing ability to deal with the dumb things we do and fix the ecosystems we destroy. I think for as many of the toxins we put down, there's bacteria that can break them down and restabilize them. I'm a big believer in ecosystems and nature. I just think we need to go along with nature more. In terms of the climate's changing and the water's rising and falling, the water's always rising or always falling. Bad times are always coming. We're either working to live during those bad times or get wiped out by them. And right now, all I see is we're like waiting and dying and trying to speed up things to wipe us out. That's why I don't touch the climate change debate. I leave it alone. I don't even touch it. If we got big corporations and most all of us all work for these corporations, we're destroying ecosystems. Yeah, the climate's supposed to change and we're supposed to die because we don't fit within the ecosystems. I want to hug that guy. Yeah, Anna, he was amazing. Yes, he was. All right, let me go down. Which is weird. He was at the United Nations. They ain't never gonna invite him back. Anna, he ain't never come back. They're tearing up his invitation. They're like, you know, who the hell was this guy? Who the hell sent him an invite? Who does he think the United Nations is? We murder people and y'all, hell no. They start tearing up his tickets. Here are his tickets for next year. Oh, hell no. He ain't coming next year. You just, that's what you get. He ain't coming back. All right, let me see. I want you, my brothers and sisters and your children, to live and not to live, but to live well. I'm betting most of you want the same. We gotta ditch these jerks, keep us down. Yeah, we got to, Natalie. We gotta grow up. We gotta evolve and grow up. And you gotta love people. But you know what, Natalie? People don't see each other as family. They don't really understand that we're all family yet. They don't understand that we're all gonna die together or we're gonna work together. So the only choices we got, we work together or die together. And that's the great design, the big G God, putting all this stuff together. Little G Gods helping out, trying to control people, whatever it was. Is that we all work together or we all die. It's a great model for the universe. The only way you get off the planet and become anything significant is you learn to stop murdering each other. Great idea. Pompeo is laughing because he knows it's true and doesn't care. Neither does Trump. Kia, I do agree with that. I do agree. I agree Trump is up there like, I know people, my friends try to convince me that he cares. I'm like, I don't know, people. I grew up around millionaires. They couldn't give two damns. I grew up around millionaire black people couldn't give two damns about poor blacks in the ghetto. They could care less. But when that camera came on, boy, they didn't have the kente cloth and back to Africa, we gonna save our people, fight, fight. Camera went off, oh, they'd rape and murder and couldn't care less, right? Crime bill, everything. And so you take that and multiply times a billionaire. Nah, I think Trump is trying to get a bunker key. I think he didn't walked in Kia, they didn't showed him the aliens, he didn't met them. Realize how the world really works, how the earth really works. Like, listen, just can I get a bunker key? He just put his head down, so I don't know how I'm gonna all right, I gotta get out of here. Let me see. What's that? Boss man, get me in trouble. I'm supposed to be picking my cotton. The four horses discussion are interesting. Yeah, Ellen, I like the four horses discussion. I like ancient scripture talking about the end of the world. It makes sense. Trapped on this planet, exponentially growing population, minimal resources, learn to work together, or you end up all killing each other. You know, like that's, I love the end of the world discussions. Like Armageddon is a thing. I think that whatever the big G God is starting life on all these planets, it knows how it always goes. It always predicts. It's like, you know what, the vast majority of the time, y'all just gonna kill yourself until you evolve one day where you learn to work together instead of eating each other, which is what we do. I'm that annoying Aries friend. First at the party. Yes, Brenda, I am too. That's why people don't invite me to parties. RIC is referendum initiated by citizens. Yes, Lori, thank you. I love that. And I always forget what it means. All I see RIC is just adult. You adult. That's it. You can make your own decisions. You don't need representatives to vote for you no more. He fell off the wall. I don't know who fell off the wall. I missed that one. You guys are still going. Lucky me. I'll wait. Yeah, Brenda, we wrapping up. I can get out of here. I get my cotton bag. I got some picking to do. Predatory capitalist nation out of control. Yeah, we are, Linda. We are not in control. And that's the problem. Is people, they think they're in control, but the media gives this sense that they're in control. And so people still act like they are in control, and they're still voting and electing 2020s, or trying to, and they don't realize the 2020's already been picked, like every other country. Let me see. Let me get down in comments. Let me see. Aries. I don't know if I'm an Aries or Taurus or something like that. I'm one of those things. Let me see. I don't think climate change matters at this point. Ellen, I don't think really anything matters more than the fact that we murder people. That's, you know what, like, and that's kind of why I avoid it. I avoid the whole health care and climate change. Like, I just say simple things. Don't destroy the ecosystem you need to survive. You know, don't let people die. That's health care to me, and that's climate change. But short of that, the government's murdering children. The government, your government, is sending weapons around the world that are being utilized to murder children and rape entire towns of women. Somebody, please tell me, what is more important than that? What do we have to talk about that's more important than the fact that all these people on TV that everybody's cheering for, that everybody's posting about, are murdering children and supporting, creating terrorism and supporting the terrorists that are raping towns of women? Nothing's more important than that. All right, so I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of the last couple comments. Let me see. Everyone's have a great day. As a collective, we are too fractured, divided, and preoccupied to ever unite for the good of all. We are, Terry, which is why people need to talk like their family. People need to let go of their bigotries, all the bigotries on all the sides. We're all raised to conflict with each other, and we need to let it go before it all comes to an end. Whether warfare, with weather warfare, we all live in conflict zones. We do, Kia, and we're being poisoned. The water's being poisoned, the food's being poisoned. That's a good point. We all do live in conflict zones because there's a conflict in your body. Chemical companies have conflict happening within all of us and all your children, and everything they eat, drink, and air they breathe in. God, that is so wrong and unbearable to my soul. It is, Natalie, and that's why we have to stand up. Got to stand up. Now's the time to make no friends. Now is not the time to make friends. Now is the time to speak things that are truthful and let other people who are sentient join in. Now is time for the sentient people to stand up. Now is time for the sentient parents to stand. Now is time for the adults to stand up who actually want to give something better to the children than steal as much as they can. Predatory capitalist nation out of control. Already got that one. Let me see. Putting in overtime, G, brother John. No, John, I'm trying to get out of here. John, I'm looking for a last comment, brother. You got one for me? Last comment. You know, y'all yellow vests in the street going crazy, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. U.S. weapons, 85,000 dead children in Yemen. Yeah, Brother Russell, and that's bare minimum, right? But we never know the real long-term effects of a war and starving an entire nation of people. We don't know the benefits of it. That's why I always go back to Yemen. Love to go back to Yemen because it really demonstrates that we're not stewards of the planet. We're murdering the planet. That's what our Earth Strike is about, standing up. Yeah, Natalie, it has to be. And I love that word, Earth Strike. Thank you, Natalie. I think we need to get that trend. Somebody should start a hashtag, Earth Strike. We need a strike. We need a family-wide strike on this planet because we're murdering each other, murdering the planet. And it's all for stealing resources, profit, and greed. So I can get out of here. Listen, y'all have a great day. Happy Monday. Stop replacing the alphas. Go after Alphaism. You're an adult. We don't need any more alphas. We're one tribe across the planet. The planet's connected. I get that competition had its place. It no longer has its place. It needs to go away. This is Gerard. I'm out of here. We all live together. We die together. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Give the floor to the President of Bolivia.
And here's the rest. It's good too.
The Presidency of the Security Council has convened the members of this body to a discussion on the non-proliferation of weapons of mass destruction today. Bolivia hails from a region which has been duly declared nuclear weapon-free for more than half a century now. For this reason, I think I am in a position to recall Article number 1 of the Treaty Prohibiting the Use of Nuclear Weapons, which states that each state party commits to never and under no circumstances developing, testing, producing, manufacturing, acquiring in any other way, possessing or stockpiling nuclear weapons or other nuclear devices. I call upon all states around this table to sign up to ratify, and to immediately implement this provision, and indeed all the provisions of said treaty. This is the best way of avoiding the catastrophic possibility of the use of weapons of this nature. This is a moral imperative and a duty that we owe to future generations. Brothers and sisters of the world, the member states of the United Nations are obliged to comply with the core purposes and principles of the Charter of 1945. Above all, we are obliged to abide by the principle of resolving international disputes through the use of peaceful settlement mechanisms. None of these mechanisms presupposes the use of weapons of any kind, quite the contrary. This is a call for negotiation, diplomacy, dialogue, and legal settlement, and these are the principles that should guide the actions of countries whenever faced with a disagreement or dispute. Bolivia is convinced that only through using these peaceful means will we be able to build fairer societies and societies willing to shoulder their shared responsibilities. We have to be capable of putting behind us and leaving on the pages of history books the primitive use of weapons to attack other peoples. I would like to highlight as an example the contribution made by the International Court of Justice, the primary judicial body of the United Nations system, which has been able to effectively resolve disputes between states in various parts of the world and states faced with different situations and complaints.
You saw these parts at the start. Please subscribe and click the bell. Even subscribing and clicking the bell helps.